There's only two of us. With that, that's right. That's right. There's only two of us. The Badoo and the Badoo Doo. There you go. That is. All right, we're back. And yeah, once again, there's only two of us, but we're here to bring you a shorter but yet coherent episode of True Story, bro. I'm your boy, Sir Wednesday, as you can see. Got my buddy right here. Man has no nickname. And we're going to talk about the long awaited fall of the DC Arrowverse on TV. Once a
I
monolith
mean,
of superhero awesomeness and to become a shadow of its former self once the Netflix freaking Marvel shows came out. The-
it's. I think it's Warner Brothers in general. I mean, because it looks like they're just, you know, waving the white flag and on the sunken ship right now. Right now, the DC shows are the anything DC related for Warner Brothers right now is the band that played on the Titanic as it was going down.
it was an honor. I'm like, was it?
That's
Exactly.
exactly what it is, because you got not only CW is ending their Arrowverse,
Hmm.
you have Batgirl that's got shelved,
Yep.
and that I think they spent like 90 million on the show, on the movie.
If you said 90,
She's
70,000, I would have
90,000.
laughed.
Yeah,
Oh, God.
so I think 70 to 90 million they spent on the movie, and it was shelved.
They're just doing a whole bunch of bullshit right
And
now.
then there's also speculation that HBO Max is almost out the door too.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
That's not good for like Stargirl or Superman and Lois, which have been great shows, and the only reason why they haven't been tainted by the
Oh, I guess we lost him. Yeah, we lost him.
we lost. What happened?
You froze, dog.
I did.
Yeah,
Oh shit, for
because I was
real.
still like I was still moving, and I was like, oh shit, you lost.
But yeah, like the CW verse, as it's called, fucking lost clout for me when they changed it from the Arrowverse to CW verse when Arrow got was Arrow basically concluded, and I'm like, that's some fuck up shit. Y'all wouldn't have this verse without this show, which was at the time the pinnacle of superhero shows because it brought it back in a gritty way, and they did everything right until about season 4 when they did some fuckery. And then I'm like, okay. And I know I've talked to nauseum about this, and everybody's probably tired of me saying that what it was is what it was. But you know what? It had some good points. Like I said before, it wasn't until the Marvel show she was like, listen, this is how you really do it. And then motherfuckers like, you know what? This is kind of whack. You corny.
Here's the thing with that though. With Marvel, they had some type of contingency because they were already doing it with the movies.
True.
And then when it came to their shows, they were just like, okay, we can't talk about the movies per se, but y'all are in the same universe. So all the shows were in the same universe, and they always spoke about like the incident that happened in New York, but they never really
That's true.
spoke about Iron Man, Thor, Captain America. They didn't speak about them. They just spoke about the incident that happened in New York and how New York was rebuilding while Daredevil and Jessica Jones and all these other motherfuckers are running around, the streets of New York.
True.
I think what happened was when they decided, like Arrow was great
Arrow
on its
was
own.
great.
But
It
then
was.
when they decided to start throwing in the other shows and then make them part of the Arrow, making the Arrowverse, that's when things became a little convoluted. And then it's like,
That's true.
okay, I mean, we can try to move this around, and this person is this, and then you're like, oh, okay, that makes no sense. But now it makes sense because now the show's got a little bit of steam. um, I think every show did good their first, maybe first or second season. After that, they just started like plummeting, including like DC Legends of Tomorrow.
Yeah, that went off the rails. But you know what? I'll say this: their first season was the roughest because, especially with Rip Hunter, it's like my family. It's like, all right, cool. By like the fourth episode, you didn't give a fuck about this nigga family, and
Yeah,
that shit was bad.
exactly. I mean, I didn't. I was okay with the first season. Then I watched the second season, and I was just like, me.
I actually enjoyed the second season more than the first, and I think with the except with that series specifically, when they stopped taking themselves so seriously, that's when the show became more enjoyable, and they were able to do whatever the fuck they wanted, and it was like, okay, let's see what these idiots are up to, rather than this love triangle, this bullshit, and this other motherfucker have come together to give you 90 minutes of garbage.
Well, here's the thing with that. CW is known for their drama and their dramatic shows, you know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
So, a Gossip Girl and freaking all those other shits. So, it's expected that they're going to add some type of dramatic stuff in there, like love triangles and things like that.
Hmm.
So that kind of takes away from it, but then it also invites a different demographic to watching these shows, because not a lot of women watch superhero shows, and the ones that do, they're all in. They've been all in, so they put something in there to attract them. So I get that, especially with CW shows. CW shows are always dramatic for no apparent reason at all.
That's true. When they
Even,
first
I mean,
started, it was good.
yeah. And then after that, it just kind of like just fades away. I think I stopped watching around Crisis, when Crisis of the Infinite Earth came around. I watched the whole thing. They
And it was
pieced
great.
everybody together. It was great. And then Arrow died, and then I was like, all right, cool. So what's gonna happen in the actual show? They're like, oh, this is the last season, bruh. Okay, cool. After that, I just stopped watching. I didn't continue watching Flash. I didn't continue watching Supergirl, any of the other shows.
I did. The only thing I didn't finish was Supergirl. Supergirl was good, and then my main issue with Supergirl was everything they had groundwork from CBS before CW took it over was okay. My thing that pissed me off was the fact that they kept recycling Superman villains for Supergirl, and it's like she's Supergirl. She's not just a female Superman. She has her own rogues gallery, and she basically is totally different from Kal-El. If they did that story, it would have been much better. Now, not knocking Melissa Benoist, she did a fantastic job.
Yeah.
Everything was good in the show. The graphics kept getting updated. I didn't like how they sidelined John Jones every motherfucking episode. But what you got? Supergirl and herself, she's like, okay, that's cool. Kal-El, you love all these human motherfuckers. They're all right, but I'm Kryptonian. You were a baby. I was like 14, 15, or whatever. I already knew who the fuck my people was. And it's like, y'all fuck with these niggas? That was basically her mentality. Trying to, like, that survivor's guilt. That shit that he wouldn't get as a baby because he was raised as a human. So she's constantly trying to find her footing in the world. We never got any of that. Like the only thing we came close to that was maybe like season 2, season 3, but then it became Social Justice Girl instead of Supergirl, and then it's like I understand you want to integrate political topics in this shit, but you're doing it too ham fisted and too fucking much, and that's what people lost about that show because I think the best line when it came to that, John Jones said to her, he was like, you know what? I'm a Martian from Mars, and I chose to be a black man all the way in the 50s till now because guess what? You think motherfuckers gonna accept me as an alien? She's like, well, they accepted me. He's like, yeah, you're a blue-eyed white girl from another planet.
Yep.
What fucking hardships have you really faced for real?
Exactly.
And I'm like, damn, that's some cold-blooded shit. That was the hardest shit ever. But you're right. Like the show suffered after the Crisis of Infinite Earths. This was like the high pinnacle of what we could achieve. Even the thing that pissed me off is Black Lightning was a great show. Why did it take a Crisis on Infinite Earths to fucking intertwine the shit that was happening in Freeland to the
Yeah.
rest of the show? And then after that, the fucking show ended.
You know what it was is
Mm.
that a lot of those shows after like their second seasons, they all started writing as I guess it's fault to the writing. They all started writing as if they knew they were gonna get canceled.
That's true.
So writing became poor. The actors definitely tried their best. I mean, you still get attached to some of the things. Like I just started watching the episodes of Flash right after Crisis,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, damn, why didn't I not continue watching this? Like I'm on season 7 right now, and apparently they're going to be ending with their ninth and final season,
Yep.
which it's a good run. I mean, how many seasons did
No
Arrow
pun
have? Eight.
intended. Yeah. 8. Yes.
They had 8. And that was mainly because I guess there's also the fact that Stephen Amell wanted to do his own projects, which he has Heels. Have you seen that yet?
Not yet, but I got stars, so I can go
Oh,
watch that now. Is the second season
it's
started
so
yet?
good. No, it hasn't started. I think they're either in production or they just finished production of second season.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it is so good.
I gotta definitely watch it.
Like really good. Like I like just to see the behind the scenes of like wrestling. I mean, you see it here and there, especially with like what I do and the research that I do. I end up like paying attention to all the background stuff, but you don't get to see the indie stuff. Like you see I see like the big league stuff. So to see the
That's
indie
true.
stuff and see the smaller side of shows, and then people being poached and stuff like that, especially back in the days when people used to do that. Like
Yeah.
they even touch on that in Young Rock,
Yeah,
where
I love that show. That show is
yeah,
so great because it
that
brings me
that's
back.
so cool. So to be able to see the darkness and the grittiness of the wrestling world like that
Mhm.
is such a dope thing that Stephen Amell is doing. And he's had like wrestlers on the show as well. Like I think
Mhm.
CM Punk was on one of the episodes,
Yep,
and
and
he
Cody
played like
Rhodes.
this real old school dude, and he was just there just to make money and shit. It was pretty cool just to see like that aspect.
That's true.
But yeah, I mean, the shows on there, they were great for what they were,
Hmm.
and then they just started to lose steam for the most part. I know Arrow did. What was it? Season 4, right? It was probably like
Season
their
4.
worst season.
Yeah, it was.
But that was around the time that they were trying to intertwine storylines from these other shows.
That's true. But
You know,
they should have just did 2 episodes and let the other shows fuck off, and that was it. This
yeah.
is the entry point. This is your exit point. This is where I get off. You won't see me until maybe the end of the season. But like you said, they kept trying to be like, "Hey, remember me? Remember?" Like, stop doing that shit, and they would have been fine
And
with the
he's
flat.
dealing with his own shit, and it's like,
Exactly. And the Flash, they lost me when once this girl said, "We are the Flash," and I said, "Nah, we good. We good. This show's over." I was done. I was done. I was done.
yeah, I mean, just to see now, like paying attention to season 6 and now 7, how you know Barry was able to basically change the flow of the universe, or I think he got rid of the multiverse,
Yeah,
and now it's
basically,
just everything is all just one whole thing.
which was dope. I like that idea.
That's cool, but then you see everything that's like happening in between, like the fact that he took powers from Spectre, and now the Spectre powers end up killing the Speed Force, and now he's trying to get the Speed Force
Of
back or
course.
create.
Yep.
I'm right now where I'm at. He's trying to create his own Speed Force.
Oh, that part of the season was good. I enjoyed that part. The only thing I didn't like was the mirror dimension bullshit. That lasted way too long.
Yeah, yeah, I feel like that's and it's rolling into the 7th season now.
Yeah.
And I see that. I just started the 7th season today, and I'm just like, they're still on this bullshit. Like,
But you have to forgive them because that was around the time of the pandemic, and they fucking was like, "All right, cool, we have to cut this short and then start and finish from there."
yeah. I mean, you lost me with the Legends of Tomorrow as well. The first season was good. Part of the second season was good, but I just like I was like, I don't need to watch this. It's not. doesn't
Third
connect.
season was like, and then towards the end, it was like, yo, this is nonsense.
Yeah,
I will go and finish it because I'm like 2 seasons behind, but we'll see.
I don't think I can. I don't think I could do it.
Yeah.
And I see it, and I see like when they picked up Wally and all that stuff. Like I look at it and I'm like, yo, I maybe I should watch them because like I see what was it? One of the last episodes that I saw where Wally came back into Flash, he
Hmm.
was like all spiritual and
And zen the fuck out.
yeah,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? And I'm just like, oh, so he probably goes through that on the show. And I feel like I'm gonna go and I'm gonna watch that, and he's just not gonna be on the show because he's doing like this off training, and I'm just gonna be like, bruh, so
You're right. That's exactly what happened. He was there for
so
he was there for a little bit, but and you know what? And it was this was a good thing about the show being so self aware. That's the one thing I loved about it, because they're like, "All right, cool. Wally's on the team now. Blah 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 blah. We need to get this artifact." And then that nigga just runs fast, like, "Boom! You mean this artifact?" And it's like, what? This guy, she was like, "This is gonna be a problem." Because now we got 44 minutes of the show left, and now this nigga
yeah,
did something in
exactly.
one.
So what are you gonna do? Just shenanigans the rest of the show?
But then they show consequences of why running fast wasn't always a solution, which I did love about that. Until eventually,
But we
he,
got that in Flash as
it,
well. The first few seasons, whenever he did something, it was all out of the consequences of Barry Allen.
that's true.
And
But
then Wally with the new powers, he's like, "Oh, I can run fast. I got it. I'm good." And then they're like, "Yeah, but there's consequences for that, bro."
that's true. And that's exactly what they showed. And he didn't. He only lasted like a whole. Not, I don't even think it was a whole season. I think it was part of the season, because that's when the actor was getting all these threats and shit. I'm like, yo, let a motherfucker do his job. Like, let him be. Between
What? Yeah, he was threats for what? I think he's like he's gay or
he's
something like
bi.
that, right?
He's bi. And then they were just, they brought it racial, and then they basically were like, oh, you're gay, blah blah blah. And then he was like, you know what, I'm kind of done with this shit. Now he didn't stick it out like Iris. Iris took them fucking nonsense for them trolls for 9 years, and these guys were coming for her,
Yeah,
like, and they still came for her. And Grant Gustin was like, listen, she's our Iris, regardless of what you think. She's Iris. Candice Patton is Iris. Now, I love Candice Patton as an actress. She's great. She's phenomenal. Did they give her the best writing material, like acting material to go to? The writing they gave her was not conducive to her character. They gave her cold French fries and told motherfuckers it was a buffet. It wasn't the move. It wasn't the move.
well, that's exactly what it is. And again, I blame that to just poor writing. If it's not just for the character, it's for the episodes. It's for the new villains that come in. The fact that you had to rewrite the lives of these characters because of what Crisis did. Yeah, that's part of the comics, but this is also an interpretation of the comics. This is not word for word, bar for bar from the comics. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
So, and that's what a lot of people fail to realize is that like when
Hmm.
you see, the Justice League movies and the Batman movies, that these are adaptations of specific stories in the DC universe. This is not this particular story.
Yep.
Like what was it? The Batman.
Yep. The Batman.
The Batman was based off of Halloween night, right?
Yep.
Along
Long
along
Halloween.
Long Halloween.
Yep.
It was based off of that.
Loosely
It's an
based,
adaptation of
and
that. It
true.
wasn't the actual story.
It was a
So
whole
when
bunch of
people
stuff brought together. Yeah.
exactly, so when people see that, they're like, "What the hell does that even mean?" Like, it made no sense. They didn't stick to the story. Of course, they didn't. It's an adaptation.
Correct. Nobody pays for a rerun. Otherwise, if you want to look at reruns, go watch the old episodes.
But there's also ways of doing certain things as well. I mean, you don't have to have a direct, copy of the story.
Hmm.
But look at Justice League. Justice League was a fucking shit show.
That it was.
It took for me to sit down and watch the Snyder cut to be happy with the Justice League
Yeah. Same.
because I
Same.
was not happy with it, and I'm sure other people weren't happy. Some people weren't even happy with the Zack Snyder cut.
I loved it. Everything made sense. All the characters had their own beats, their times, and everything. It just happened to be 4 fucking hours long.
I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that.
Me too.
I can sit down and watch Endgame and freaking Infinity War back to back and be fine with watching 4 or 5 hours worth of freaking superhero action. It's great. It's great to do something like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Is it exhausting? Yeah. I've gone to the movies and seen I went to the movies and I saw the Lord of the Rings marathon when the Two Towers came out.
Hmm.
That was probably the most extraneous thing that I've ever done in the movie theater. And then I was like, I don't think I'd ever do that again. And then they came out with the marathon for all the Marvel movies leading
Yeah,
up
I
to
remember
Infinity
that.
War.
Yeah,
That was excruciating.
I bet you might as well bring a freaking pillow and a comforter and just chill in the freaking
Yo,
movie theater.
people were chilling with snuggies and stuff, believe it or not. And they were chilling, you know what I'm saying? But you got some of the places were nice enough to give you like free drinks or whatever, because
Of
you
course,
paid like what, almost, I think it was like $120 or
for
something like
everything.
that.
Yeah,
And you
that
get
makes
to sit
sense.
down and watch every freaking movie leading up until the premiere of Infinity War.
I
That
wanted to
was
do
dope.
that, but I was so tired, and I didn't have the time. I couldn't have dedicated that time to do it. I wanted to. It sounded like a great time.
Yeah. Yeah, but it was rough. Definitely rough.
Yep.
Um But yeah, with that being said, HBO Max
What's up, Lord
is,
Dread?
yeah. So it looks like they're getting ready to just fire a bunch of people, or they already fired a bunch of people. Warner Brothers is basically too busy with merging so many of their stuff. They recently did the Discovery merger and all that, and with that, there's also TV networks that are part of that, like TBS, TNT. So it's like it's really like just a mix of a bunch of different things. So now they're trying to figure out where people need to be placed and people need to do, but then they also see that with HBO Max, there's like a lot of stuff in there that people are not watching. People are not happy with the interface, and they're just basically cutting staff at this point right now. So are they going to get rid of HBO Max? I don't know. I highly doubt it.
I doubt it too.
But there's definitely going to be a lot of layoffs there, and they're coming for like executives. They're not just coming for like staff. They're coming for executives as well.
That's true. Because with the merger, it's with any merger, it's basically why do you think your job is important? That's basically what it comes down to. And they're gonna
Yeah,
ask, and they're gonna trim the fat. They're gonna be like, "What do you do here? I do this, 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 and this." I'm like, "All right, cool."
yeah, and it's insane. What up, Lord Dread?
What is up with my internet connection? I am right next to the router. I shouldn't be dropping. That means somebody got their shit on full blast. They're probably downloading random files from everywhere in the world or some stupid shit. But yeah, like I can't even tell you beyond the shows that we mentioned. I don't even know what other CW shows are on. Like I knew Supergirl ended like about last year, maybe even a year and a half ago, 2 years.
That was like what,
So
3 seasons? They did 3 seasons, right?
now they did like six.
See, that's how out of the loop I am, because I did not care for them. So it was long awaited for the Arrowverse to finally die out, and I'm perfectly fine with that.
Yeah, me too. It lost its steam. The characters that I used to love and care for, I no longer give a fuck about. The only motherfucker I give his props to when it comes to the Arrowverse is Tom Cavanaugh. That nigga earned his check every season. He was like 20 different niggas. He was this fucking guy. He was Earbot Thorn. He played all them characters. This nigga probably got like 20 checks. He probably got 20 fucking checks each season because he played a different person. When he was like, "Oh, we're all the Wells," I'm like, "You're all the Wells? Goddamn, nigga, get this money some money."
That's what I'm on right now as I'm doing it. I think that the last thing that I saw was that they were trying to get all of the other Wells out of him,
Yeah,
and they
because he,
ended up transferring into Barry. So now Barry is all the Wells now.
yep.
So that's what I'm on right now, and I haven't seen what happened because I think I stopped like mid episode or something like that.
Yeah, you were probably going through them and you're like, you know what, I need a break.
I think I was already mid season,
Hmm.
after Crisis, and so I just watched from there. So I watched the second half of season 6, and I just started season 7. I'm on like season 7, episode 1.
You know what? Another thing that will come about because of the end of the CW verse, uh, a thing that'll probably die with them is the 22 episode narrative, because nowadays all these shows are going for lower and lower counts when it comes to their episodes. Like especially like DC, not DC, but like Disney Plus, you get what you got 6 episodes, 8 episodes if you're lucky. They're talking about Daredevil coming up. That's going to be like 18 episodes run, but that's the exception. Like all these other shows, 22 episodes is a lot. Like when people were trying to get up to like let's say the last episode of Supernatural, for instance, that's 17 seasons of 22 episodes apiece. Even though you love them and care for the characters, that's a lot of fucking time to dedicate.
And like I
Even
and like I've said about
even you said you watch Game of Thrones, you wanted to get the hype. That's 10 episodes a season. You were able to catch up with that easy.
yeah, I think with Game of Thrones, it took me about a week to run through the whole season. I know life did.
Yeah. but keep it real. If it was longer than 10 episodes, you probably would still be in that motherfucker.
Yeah, yeah, I probably would have missed the premiere, but I was able to watch everything throughout the week until the premiere of season 8, which
Mm-hmm.
was so disappointing.
Don't get me wrong. Don't get me started on
And
that.
then, speaking of HBO Max, I like, you know, I'm ready for the spin-offs now,
Oh yeah,
The
definitely.
spin-offs are coming, and like they look good, but are they going to be good is the thing.
That is a story that is true. Ha, Destiny.
So
Destiny awaits. Um,
So
couldn't
yeah, that's
resist.
I mean that's basically what it is. And then with Warner Brothers doing whatever the hell they're doing right now, again they're shelving movies. What is it to be expected of Flash?
That's true. Short
Yes,
seasons do force Red to be better, faster,
yes, that is
stronger.
right. That makes so much sense because at the end of the day, you're getting so like with Kenobi, like yeah, it was 6 episodes, but that was perfect storytelling,
Oh,
and you
definitely.
gave me everything that I needed to even want a second season. You know what I mean? So now
Yeah.
I'm gonna get a second season, and exactly less filler, and you get more information. Just give me everything that I need. Shut up.
Yeah. There's nothing more that I hate than filler. Filler is ridiculous. Some shows I haven't even watched because of the amount of filler they have.
It really depends too. Like it really depends too on that because like with anime, for instance, anime is chock full of filler.
Oh yeah,
You know, but at the same time, you're like, oh, okay, some filler makes sense.
that's true. Some filler
You
makes
know,
sense. Not all
like
filler.
I can't sit there and watch Bleach, and Bleach has like a million fillers,
Yeah, it
and
does.
then it's like some of them are just side stories, or some of them are just random nonsense.
Let's go to
Versus
the
like,
beach. Fuck out
yeah,
of here.
I
Don't need
hate
that
those
shit.
fillers. Versus like, I think it was One Piece. One Piece, they had some random fillers, but a lot of their fillers were actual story that connects you to the other characters,
Okay.
which was great. That's cool. I mean, yes, and I agree. I mean, it wasn't I'm lost in train of thought here. Kenobi, yes, it wasn't perfect, but it was good enough for me to want a second season,
Definitely.
you know? Let's see. I think let's see here. I'm gonna put that up. I think we left the old model of make enough episodes for syndication, and now they can scale back because syndication isn't the goal anymore. Exactly,
Very
that's
true.
true. Because everything is streaming, so I'm gonna sit there binge the whole thing. I'm not gonna even worry about it afterwards,
Yeah.
and that's what they're doing a lot with now. the older shows. So now I can go on Hulu and I can watch the entire series of Family Matters and be fulfilled
Facts.
with that. You know what I mean? Like I don't have to
Exactly.
worry about that. But it still comes down to the writing. The writing
That's
has to
true.
be good enough. If the writing is not good enough, I'm not going to be attached to the show anymore.
That's
And I'm
true.
lucky. I'm lucky enough that Game of Thrones ended on an eighth season. But again, the writing got sloppy. They
It did.
rushed the
Sure did.
last thing. I mean, I think the last book wasn't even done at the
It
time.
wasn't. It wasn't. Still not.
Yeah, so the last book isn't even done. So they wrote off the strength of whatever notes that were giving to them.
Guess they didn't read the notes properly.
You know, now HBO Max is gonna take a hit on that. So HBO Max is now gonna fucking stream Game of Thrones, but I'm pretty sure everyone's going to watch all of the 7 seasons and then skip season 8 because they
Oh
know
yeah.
it's the worst season.
Oh yeah.
But then you got again 10 episodes per season. Not bad. I can deal with 10 episodes.
Exactly. It's very digestible.
You know, uh, Daredevil. We're lucky that we're getting 18 episodes, but I don't think they're gonna be our episodes.
They have to be, or at least 44 minutes. Because think about it, every other show has been 44 minutes, almost an hour.
It's a possibility. It's a possibility that we do definitely get something that's going to be a little longer. But if they're going to 18, I mean, it's yet to be seen because again, we're so used to now Disney Plus putting out 6 episodes, 7 episodes. I think WandaVision was like 8, 9 episodes.
It was 8 episodes, yeah. That was the only variant. Everything else was 6 episodes after that point.
Yeah,
Except was Falcon and Winter Soldier? Was that 8 episodes?
6 episodes, 6 episodes.
Was it six? Yeah, yeah.
Everything else was pretty much 6 episodes.
That makes sense.
So
But yeah. So yeah. It rained for as long as it could, and now comes the sunny season, and yeah, the CW is no more. There you
yeah,
go.
after this last season, that's it. They're done. But yeah, when it comes to Batgirl, they're done too.
Yeah.
Uh,
The
and
only
and the and the I think the directors are fighting to get it to be put out because I think they were already done with the film or almost done, and now it's just completely like just not going to be played. Then you have all this stuff with Flash. Like Flash was amazing, Flash sounded amazing, and now what do we got?
That's true. We got a nigga who's going to jail and Michael Keaton.
And then, oh, speaking of Michael Keaton, I think they're going to be switching him out of the
They said
Aquaman.
Aquaman. I didn't even know he was going to be in Aquaman.
So apparently he filmed like a scene for Aquaman, and he was supposed to be in it. But I think what they're going to do now is they're going to swap him out because Ben Affleck has been on set with Jason Momoa. So they're saying that Batfleck is basically going to be in Aquaman instead of Michael Keaton's Batman.
We gonna see. As long as they make it make sense, that's all I give a fuck about.
I don't know, man. I just Ezra Miller, bro. He the way they've canceled so many people, and Flash is still like slated to come out, but you're canceling Batgirl. Like, make it make sense.
The only bad girl I care about is Cassandra Cain, not that little girl in freaking Birds of Prey. That wasn't Cassandra Cain. That was some random ass Filipino girl.
I didn't even what Batwoman. I didn't even watch Batwoman, and I didn't. I heard it wasn't that great.
It was okay, but I left the rant on that. Everything was so ham fisted. They're like, yeah. It's like, do you have a problem because I'm a lesbian? I'm like, it's 2019. He better not. Fuck is this in the storyline? And then when old girl took over, it was okay, but not okay, not enough to stay. I'm just glad they were able to get the seasons that they got, and people got some jobs, worked, got some money. Now they can get home and then put this madness behind them.
Was it in only 2 seasons?
I think it was 3.
So
Yeah, I'll probably, you know what I'll do? I'll get an episode that's ridiculous and have you watch it with me. And be like, "What is this?" Exactly.
I mean, I do a lot of that now anyway.
That's true. That's true.
I sit there, watch some of these shows, and I'm just like, yeah, nope, this is not for me.
My name's Bennett, and I'm not in it.
I try to give a chance. You know, I do watch some very outlandish stuff sometimes, but I try to give these things a chance, and sometimes they just don't work out for me.
I mean, as long as you try, that's all that matters.
The background movie will be sold to DVD booths at cons. Yo, you know what? I won't be surprised if they end up trying to get their hands on it and selling it, but Warner Brothers spent so much money on that. So the only way for the directors to get it to be seen, they're going to have to leak it. I guarantee it's going to be a leak.
Yeah, more than likely.
It's got to be, but they got to give us something. I don't know much about the film. I need to be excited for it, and people are talking about it. They are, people who do want to see this movie, and the directors definitely feel that this is something that's different and then it should be released. But Warner Brothers is just not having it. So if they do release it, they release it. But I feel like at this point, it's probably going to get leaked if it doesn't get put out.
I'm sure.
And, we'll just have to see what happens. We'll see if they put it back out there. We'll see if
Whose
they leak
battery
it
is
or
it? Is
whatever
it
the case may
mine?
be. That is mine.
Oh,
Yes, it's attached to the power of the building, so it's not the battery. I've changed the battery. I put a brand new battery in, and that shit just continues to beep 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 beep, and I fucking hate it. I've gotten so used to it that I don't hear it at all, but other people hear it, and then I hear it. Like that's like legit. That's exactly what it is. Like there's nothing that I can do about it. I think it's attached to the um the emergency lights. So it just like fucking just continues to go off for no fucking reason. I hate it. But that's beyond me. I've done everything that I could, and it just has to get most likely rewired.
understood. I thought I was tripping. I'm like, I know I changed that shit.
I always try to change it. Like legit, I tried to change it. Like when I moved in, I heard it and I was like, nah, we're changing this because it's right next to my room. It's in the hallway. And then I get up, I got a new battery, went, set it up. It was cool for like a good 10, 15 minutes. Battery, it just wasn't it. And I was like, what the fuck is going on? But then when I spoke to the owner, he was like, "Oh, it's run through a wire. Like you have the option of putting the battery." I was like, "Then take the wire out." But when he did that, then the emergency lights were not working. So at that point, it's just a whole mess.
Damn.
Yeah, you know what makes it even worse? There's emergency lights out in the front of the house that's like right next to my window.
Mhm.
And anytime anyone passes by, they go off, and the light just shines directly into my room.
It's like,
So
wake up.
yeah, there's a whole bunch of shit that's wrong with this apartment. But other than that, I mean, hey, it's livable.
That's true.
It's a possibility, and I said that too, and it was a brand new one that was installed.
Firefox.
Yo, bro, there's a whole list of things you could give me. I'm gonna give you an answer for it because I went through everything. I normally do all the handy shit myself, but when it comes to shit that's attached to electrical wiring, nah, I'm good, fam.
That shit'll make your
I,
beard look crazy.
I made that nigga come over here and I let him fucking. I'm like, yo, I bought a new one, dog. You don't gotta buy it. I bought it out of pocket. Please fix this shit. He had someone get up there. They redid the wiring. Beep beep beep. Fucking bullshit.
Oh my god. But yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's not a lot of people here. I wish there was more input, but for the most part, I fucking hate DC. Um, I don't hate all of DC.
There you go.
Warner Brothers gets the animation right.
That's true.
I love Batman. Batman will forever be one of my favorite superheroes. However,
However,
however, they lost me at the movies. I feel like their best movie to date is probably the Batman was good.
yes, it was. It was very
The
good.
Batman was fucking phenomenal.
The high praise was absolutely worth it. I finally
If I
watched it, and it
put
was the
that
perfect
one
movie.
aside because it's not part of their universe, Shazam was probably one of the best ones.
It truly was.
BVS was total bullshit.
Yes, it was.
Man of Steel, eh.
You know what? I'm
A
gonna
lot of
finally.
a lot of
Uh,
people hate me when I say that. Oh,
what?
Man of Steel was great.
No,
Henry
Man of Steel was okay. Man of Steel was okay. It had problems.
Henry Cavill is awesome as Superman. I like him as Super. I can see him as Superman. Great. But the way they have the whole shit set up and the way they made that movie was so fucking boring that I just fell asleep every time I attempted to watch this movie. And it was the same thing with BVS.
BBS.
Every time I tried to watch it, I fell asleep. Granted, I it took me a few times, but I finally got through these movies, and they still were not attention grabbing. Then I got Justice League. Justice League was fucking boring. There was no character development. The writing wasn't good at all.
It was
But that
hokey
was
as
just
fuck.
because they made Zack Snyder cut out so much shit from the movie that we were like, why and where and what's going on with this shit?
You ain't lying. When we got the actual cyborg backstory and continuation in the Snyder Cut, it's like, oh, so this man isn't just a walking traffic light. He actually has a personality and a backstory. He's
Yeah,
not. And
I ended up liking the character because I was like,
so
oh, okay,
much.
cool. That shit is great. I get to see more of what's going on with him.
It was very
We
good.
saw more of the Flash. We saw more of Batman doing his thing. Like
Wonder
I
Woman, yeah.
enjoyed that shit. That
Oh
shit
yeah,
was
it was
good.
very good. Even the finale. The finale still hard body.
Yeah,
Somebody said, "Oh, if they didn't do it in the Richard Donner cut of the original Superman, then maybe it would have been impressive." I'm like, "Shut the fuck up! That shit was fire." They took the L, and my man did the intergalactical fucking touchback. He grabbed that and he ran it all the way back to the end zone to save the goddamn day. That's the one thing I'll give Ezra Miller. They got him to do that fucking epic ass shit, and that was fire. Too
yeah.
bad. Too bad he couldn't run away from his legal problems because that nigga.
Well, no, he is running away from the legal problems.
He's not gonna get away for long. that nigga needed the reverse time.
That's what he needs. He needs to reverse time and stop choking bitches and throwing chairs and shit. Um, Migs, I don't agree with you. Migs, I don't agree with you.
He sucked as Daredevil. What?
He sucked as Daredevil. Ben Affleck, he sucked as
Yo, you're
Daredevil.
bugging. You're
I
bugging.
don't agree with you there. Everyone has their own opinion. This is why I have my own opinions for DC.
If,
Batfleck is fucking amazing. He
yes,
did
he is.
all the work he needed to do and the research he needed to do so that way he can have the Batmans that were based off the video games.
Yeah, and it was great. Still great.
When they showed him doing his thing, they showed his weapons, his suit. That was all Batman Arkham Asylum and all that stuff. That was all those games rolled into one. The CQC, the fighting, the weapons, everything was game related, and it gave me a sense of comfort when I knew that he was going, because I was like, I wasn't sure if he was going to be a good Batman, you
Yep.
know. And then we got to see more of his detective work in Justice League. That shit made sense.
It, you have to have it. It's part of the character. You just can't have one thing in the character and be like, "Oh, that's it. He's in the bat suit. He's Batman. That's all. No
Yeah,
gadgets. No
it's like
nothing."
it's a big difference from like the Christian Bale Batman, where yeah, he was a cool Batman, but his voice sucked, and he was more of the playboy Batman. He was the playboy Bruce Wayne. He wasn't the detective Bruce Wayne.
That's true.
You know what I'm
He
saying?
didn't
We
solve
got
shit.
more of the detective stuff in the Batman with
Facts.
freaking Robert Pattinson. By far, I feel Robert Pattinson is probably the best Batman that we've
I,
gotten.
yeah.
You could disagree with me. You could disagree with me. I mean, Michael
You
Keaton,
know, Michael
awesome.
Keaton will still be the OG. The
You
only
know,
thing is, my man couldn't move his neck, but it's all good. The budgets were constrained.
what was it? George
A
Clooney's
Batman.
George Clooney's Batman. I could compare George Clooney's Batman to Christian Bale because they were the playboy.
Mm,
They were.
yeah,
I mean,
but
Christian
oh,
Bale obviously was better, but
of
that's what I'm
course,
saying. Like you would put them head to head because those were the playboys. You know what I'm
that's
saying? They were
true.
the ones that had all the women. They were, you know what I'm saying? They were, fancy with the cars and the money and all that
He
shit.
pulled out a Bat credit card. Get the fuck out of here. He said, "Never leave home without it." I'm like,
I
send
mean,
this nigga home,
he
please.
his Batman had the nipples too, right?
Yep,
Yeah, yeah. That's the one thing you can't do to a Batman suit is put nipples on it. So whoever had the creative idea of putting nipples on that Batman suit, it's ridiculous.
that was Joel Schumacher.
No bueno.
No bueno indeed.
No bueno.
No bueno.
But the bat suit from fucking the Batman,
Whoo, that shit was cold blooded.
you know what it is that you got one of the probably like the best versions of Batman at the time because he's well, I think this is year one Batman, right?
Yeah, like year two. Like,
Either year one or year two. He's
mhm.
dark. He doesn't have much, you know what I'm saying? He's not worried about the money. He's worried about just finding the people who killed his parents. He's super dark. He's emo.
You
So
motherfucker.
Robert Pattinson fit that role perfectly. A
He
lot of
did.
people complain that we didn't get to really see Bruce Wayne. That's fine. Bruce Wayne didn't want to be seen.
Correct. That's exactly what it was. Even when his exchanges with Alfred, Alfred was like, "Yo, you're not my father, B." He was being that whiny little kid until this nigga almost died, and he realized, "Yo, that's the only family I got. I gotta stop being a dickhead."
Exactly. Christian Bale and Heath Slater will never be replaced as iconic hero versus villain. I could get rid of Christian Bale's Batman and keep Heath Slater. Heath Slater was probably the best Joker.
Heath Ledger? You say Heath Slater? I'm like, what the fuck?
Heath Slater, right? Did I say Heath Slater?
Yeah, you
Heath
did.
Ledger is the best Joker. Heath Slater is that nigga from wrestling.
Oh,
Sorry, I
that's
was
what
on
it is.
wrestling mode earlier.
I'm like, who the fuck
Um,
is Heath Slater?
Blue Beetle. You know what? They got my man's from Cobra Kai playing
Yeah,
Blue Beetle, right?
yeah, Jolo Maduena. Yep,
Yeah, the suit looks dope.
it does. It looks like they gave a
Um,
damn.
I'm waiting to see what they do with it. But again, it's DC, so I'm anticipating to be disappointed.
Are you to be disappointed or DC pointed? I did it. I won. I did it. I won.
I should have put that as the title today. DC pointed.
DC pointed. Oh,
I've
God.
I've been disappointed from DC from the jump, and they have their moments. Wonder Woman was great. 84,
For I don't even. I don't even know. My one boy, he made me laugh when he talked about it. I said, how bad was Wonder Woman 84?" I said, if you think about it, Wonder Woman was kind of a rapist, and I started laughing. And I'm like, yo, that's terrible. Because he's like, let them have been a dude doing what she did to this person whose body is being possessed by this dead lover of hers. And I'm like, oh shit, that's really fucked up.
yeah. They Constantine. They did bring his character back.
And he was great, but they would never bring the show back. Their
Yeah,
biggest folly was they put it on NBC. And NBC likes to be known for two things. That's no black comedies, and the second thing is anything that is the supernatural or has to do with the mind, they will cancel the fuck out of it.
they yeah. I mean, they cancel anything good.
Yeah,
They may have a long run, but they'll cancel anything good. I think what was it? They canceled Manifest. Manifest was fucking amazing.
Manifest was just the event. They did it already, and they said let's change it up and then call it Manifest, and it was basically killed it too. I'm like, and they were both on planes, which is hilarious.
But yeah, but it still made no sense. You know what I'm saying? Why get rid of a show that was so good? So many people anticipated a fourth season, and now we're getting a fourth season with like I think 20 something episodes.
Oh, nice.
I'm down for that.
Yeah. Well,
Netflix ended up picking it up.
of course.
Yeah,
And,
Netflix picked it up. I saw the trailer for it. They've already been putting out like little teasers and stuff and pictures. So I'm waiting on that to come out, and fuck NBC for that shit.
yeah, they're just as bad as Fox. If you like a show, guarantee that it won't be around for long.
Yeah, I Fox canceled a show and it was only out for like 2-3 weeks.
They did that before.
I think it was what was it? You ever see what was it? I think it was called Drive,
Oh, Drive was amazing.
right?
Drive was
It was
amazing.
only out for like 3-4 episodes and then it just stopped. And I was like,
They
what
put the rest
happened?
on. They put the rest online. I think it was only like maybe 6 episodes total. But the show was so good, I wanted to know what happened. But
Exactly. Like what was it? They stole they kidnapped my man's daughter or some shit like that.
no, his
And
wife,
his wife, and then he had to freaking race to get to the end of the thing, one side of the country to the other,
bro.
bro. And then people are like getting like involved. The cops are getting involved, and they're seeing all this crazy shit. And it's just massive amounts of people that are racing each other
The
across the
sh-
country.
the
That
show
was
was
such a
amazing.
dope idea.
It was. But then
And then right
Fox
when you're like
killed it.
on the heels of the show, and you're like, oh my god, this is so good. The next week it just didn't come out, and you're like, what happened?
Yep. They,
Um, Gotham was fine. Gotham was good.
Gotham was good the first season, and then the second season they shit the bed and continued to shit on the beds.
They had some episodes were hit or miss. I did enjoy it. And I liked how they ended it too. It had a fulfilling ending because we were able to see him kind of in the bat suit at the very end,
Hmm.
and he was like, all right, he's gonna be Batman, but he was still like he just seemed a little too young still, but it made sense for the timeline of what they did. So I understand it. And then if you really want to like get down to it, if you put it in the same universe as the Batman, that's probably what would have happened anyway.
Yeah. The only other thing I could, and I feel like it was a wasted opportunity. I mean, it was good while it started, but they fucking ran it into the ground. Was when they because they couldn't call him the Joker when they revealed Jerome, the first episode of him.
Yeah,
That was amazing. That was like that was a pinnacle of the
yeah,
fucking show, in my
yeah. That
opinion.
was so dope. That was so dope because you could tell that we were getting a Joker from that show.
And he was great. The
He was
delivery,
fantastic.
yo, he's like the bitch hit me with a zinger in the end. I'm like, yo, this dude is amazing. And
Uh,
they should have used him in the Venom sequel rather than Woody Harrelson. He would have been a way better Carnage, Cletus Cassidy, than
yeah,
freaking
I could see
Because
that.
nothing against Woody. Woody's great, but come on, man, they could have done something better.
Let's see here. There was the only Batman that brought the quarterfinals. Yes. However, I believe the sequel to the Batman will be based off the Court of Owls story.
Nice, that'd be cool.
So if that's the case, then I'm ready for that because that was yeah. I still can't stop talking. I actually want to watch that now because
Which
it
one?
was so good. Batman. I
Oh, the
saw it.
Batman, bro. I
I
watched it like last
saw
week.
it about like 2 or 3 times already. Like I went to the movies about like I think I went to the movies like twice to see it. I went with Echo nigga.
Yeah, Echo Nigga. Yeah.
We had tickets to go see that. So I saw it with him and then I saw it again a little while after I went on a date and I saw it.
Mm.
Yeah.
It was really good. Like every shot was meticulous and done very well. Everything was the moods were set perfectly. Everything was framed. The pacing was great. Even though the movie was 240, it didn't feel like 240. At some parts it did, but you know what? What are you gonna expect? But it was good. Everything was consistent. Everything kept moving. I loved every bit of it.
Facts. What about Young Justice? Young Justice, do you watch Young Justice? Because I don't.
I heard
And
amazing things about it. It was it
yeah,
was it was also freaking done because of the cancellation block because these fools didn't sell enough toys, which I hate that that's the reason why some shows exist. Oh, it's just 20-minute toy commercials. True, but the story was good. So it came back. It's been back for like I don't know, maybe like two other seasons, maybe three other seasons since it got canceled.
yeah.
I've heard nothing but good things. I'll eventually get to it, but as of right now I have not seen it.
I try to watch the so when it comes to like anything animated, I've that's taken a really big back burner
Mhm.
in like anything that I watch.
Mhm.
So when people mention it to me or mention anything animated related, I'm like, I'll check it out. I never get to it.
I know.
I just recently watched the new Green Lantern movie.
Oh, them. Oh, yeah.
That
I
shit
heard.
was fire.
I heard that shit was fire. Yep.
That shit was fire. So I eventually I will get into Young Justice. I gotta I have HBO Max so I can watch it. Titans I can't stand.
I didn't even know they made a newer Titans.
No, they can. Well, you saw. Did you see the Titans that they had on? What was it? TNT.
Yeah, the original TNT. Yeah, Titans.
It's the
Yeah.
same show. They just moved it over to HBO Max.
Oh, did they
Yeah,
continue it?
yeah. It's the same. It's the same characters. Everything. It's the same.
Oh,
They just continued the show.
oh, I was
Yeah,
not aware.
yeah. They still give those episodes on TV on TNT and stuff like that. But I don't. I can't. I watched the first season and it was like, and everyone's like, "Oh my god, it gets so much better after the first season." But you got to take a whole season, a whole first season to be good.
I told you, like some shows, like the getting up to that hill is the hardest part. I recommended a show that had like fucking 22 episodes, but I was like, as soon as you get to episode 13, everybody's like, "Are you fucking serious?" Episode 13. I hate to say it like that, but they had to establish the world. They had to differentiate the specific characters to like other things in that genre. So basically, it's like so they had to help guide you out of this thing that you would definitely put yourself in. You would like the show. You would definitely pigeonhole the show like, oh, it's just like this. It's just like that. That's like, all right, cool. Walk it to this part and then see if it's the same. And then once you get to that part, it is. I wish they didn't have to do that, but they had to do that because there were several different shows like it at the time. So when I tell people, yeah, when you get to episode 13 and they look at me like I just stole their children, um, they fucking like, all right, cool. I'll give it a shot. And then you know what? They're always pleasantly surprised because I don't recommend junk. I can't do it to somebody. If you're gonna use your hour, maybe 2 hours to go enjoy a show or a movie, I'm gonna always steer you on the right track. Otherwise, I'm a fucking asshole.
Yeah, yeah. I would. That's why with some people, like when they recommend me something, if it's not good, I will never trust their recommendation ever again after that.
Exactly. My record stays intact. I never let nobody down with my recommendations.
When I don't
Full
know,
points.
bro, your recommendations that's the type of person that I am.
Mhm.
Like, give me something good to watch. If it's not gonna be good, I'm gonna yell at you. Yeah.
I'll tell everybody. I'll set everybody straight. I said when I say it and boom. But if it's like a show like that with the 13 episodes, I know it's rough. People are gonna look at me like, I'm like, but no, trust me. And then once you start getting the ball rolling, like, you know what? I see what you're talking about because I studied, I watched it, I've endured it. So you don't have to feel alone. You can call me. we can make, we can make this work. I'm here to help you.
Facts. Yes, there was a new Green Lantern animated film that came out. It's called Beware My Power. It's the story of John Stewart. He gets the powers. So it's I had an I not an argument, but I was trying to figure out if it was an origin story the other day from Roundhouse, and I was like, "So is this an origin story?" And he was like, "No," and then I was like, "Yeah, but he just gets his powers." So it talks about him getting his powers, and then it has flashbacks of him being in the military. Yeah, so it's an origin story. No, it's not an origin story, bro. You shitting me, bro?
You must have thought you were in a fucking loop for the
I
never
was in a
ending loop.
time loop,
You're
like
in a time loop. It's not an origin story. It just started back again.
fucking yes. I fucking love John Stewart's Green Lantern. Everyone loves Hal Jordan. Hal Jordan was a part of
Fuck
this story
that
too.
guy. Not this guy. I don't love Hal Jordan. Fuck that.
Hal Jordan was part of this storyline, and apparently he was. I don't want to give it away, but he basically was helping the military with creating this weapon, and it was supposed to help end the war, but they end up using it to like destroy planets or some shit like that. And it also like teleported Hal Jordan into like this other like vicinity. So
Damn
he
right,
wasn't.
Kyle Rayner.
So he wasn't like he didn't know what was going on. So no one knew. Everyone thought he died, basically. So John Stewart ends up getting Hal's ring.
Hmm.
So they were trying to figure out how he got it, and he was trying to figure out why he got it, and he didn't want it. So they were getting ready to go to where all the Green Lanterns are from, so that way he
Oh,
can
oh well.
yeah, so he can give them back the ring. He's like, nah, I don't want to. I don't want this ring. I'm gonna give this shit back. So he goes. Who did he go with? Damn, I completely forgot. He went with someone, and they were like, "You're not fucking Green Lantern." He was like, "Yeah, bro. Here's the ring." He's like, "Oh shit, you're Green Lantern." I think was it Arrow. Was it Green Arrow? I don't
It might,
remember.
it might have been. They were boys.
It was someone. It was Green Arrow. It was Green
Okay.
Arrow. And he brings them over to the planet, and all the Green Lanterns are wiped out. So
Mm.
he's trying to figure out. They're trying to figure out what's going on, and it was because of this war that was going on. But it was like some bullshit that had happened, and then he ends up accepting the ring and all that shit. Cool shit after that.
Shit like that.
Yeah, I don't want to give away too much because it was really good. Like I enjoyed watching it.
I'll definitely watch
So
it.
I definitely recommend it.
I'll
But
definitely give that a watch.
other than that, I mean, when it comes to anything else DC related, they can eat a dick. Like I'm even skeptical. I'm even skeptical on fucking. Yes, that is the animated movie that just came out. Um,
Yes, I just wanted to further that thought by saying you're an animated movie that just came out, Echo Ninja. Hope you enjoy that from across the interwebs, you
you're an
bitch.
animated movie. um, damn, I lost my train of thought now.
You were talking about DC and
Oh, yes. So, even though my boy Dwayne Johnson is heading up,
you see his emoji. He's so happy to see me.
I'm not like I'm excited for
Black Adam.
Black Adam, but I'm also not.
Yeah, same here. I'm middle ground with it because it's gonna be another Dwayne Johnson movie, but it's just gonna happen to be a DC movie as well. So we'll see.
That's what I'm saying. Like I like his movies and it's cool. It's great. I like that he's like spearheaded this whole thing, but what if it's terrible?
I mean, as long as he doesn't pull a Vin Diesel and give us a bloodshot, then we're good because that was fucking terrible. Yeah, exactly. Bloodshot.
Bloodshot.
Yeah. How you gonna take a property that's already done and you just fuck it up? My thing with Vin Diesel.
I know that I watched it. I don't remember watching it. Like
Good,
that's how bad it
good,
is.
good. Your mind is trying to protect you from bad scenarios. Keep that energy because it's basically the same as all his other movies. Last Witcher, Winchester, freaking Babylon AD. They were all the same fucking movies. It's just I'm Vin Diesel. I'm the only one who could stop it. I could do this, and I usually like him. I love the Riddick series. I somewhat love and
All
hate the
right,
freaking Fast series.
here's the thing though. What was it? What was the first one of the Riddick
Pitch
series?
Black.
So Pitch Black was fucking dope.
Yes, it was.
But then we got Chronicles of Riddick.
Chronicles of Riddick was good. You know,
That was I'm Vin Diesel and I'm the only one that could. That was that movie. That was that. It was good, but that was that movie.
that's true. It was. The director's cut had a little bit more. It was only 15 extra minutes, but it made the movie make more sense. Because if you ever watched it, you would see like when he got blown away by that like air cannon or whatever the fuck it was. You saw all the guys all over the place, and he was on the floor. And then you're wondering why it cut so weird. Like, why were these guys on the floor? There was a
Yeah,
whole 15 minutes that they took out of the movie that made sense. And I watched it. I was like, why the fuck did they take this out?
yep,
15 minutes?
yep,
Idiots.
yep.
I have that cut. And that's the
Riddick
only
was
cut.
see, but then Riddick was good.
Yeah, Riddick was good. Because
Riddick was
Riddick,
real good.
it was basically the same shit, but it was a return to formula.
Yeah, which was
So,
fine. I got a chance to see that, and I got tickets to go see that in IMAX. That shit was dope.
nice. Yes, there was a third Riddick movie.
Yes, yes, there
There
was.
should. There's going to be one more. Hopefully, they do this before this man is 105 years old.
So it was Pitch Black, Chronicles of Riddick, and then Riddick.
Yep, that shit was fire.
I mean, here's the thing though. My man's already got a pot belly.
Exactly. He needs to finish this movie.
He's got
Otherwise,
he already has a pot belly.
yeah.
And he's like strong upper body. They're gonna have the CG abs on him and shit.
Hey,
You know
they
what
did
I'm
it in
saying?
300. It's all good. They can make it work for this fool.
That's exactly what they're gonna fucking do. And it sucks, but he can fit these movies. So I'm excited for them if they ever do come out. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
See, now what I wouldn't accept is if they decide to reboot Pitch Black and
Oh,
then they
don't do it.
use Dwayne Johnson or something. Then at that point, it could be Dwayne Johnson being Dwayne Johnson and whatever Dwayne Johnson's doing. That's just I feel the same way like about Will Smith. Will Smith is Will Smith and anything Will Smith does.
That's true.
Like look
It's,
well he
it's,
played
it's
a Deadshot in Suicide
Suicide
Squad.
Squad. I want to commit Suicide Squad. Yeah, you're right.
Like that shit was terrible. And I was just like, oh, okay, so Will Smith is playing Will Smith. Cool.
Damn
And
right
they're
it
like,
is.
no, he's playing Deadshot. I said, no, he's Will Smith. Deadshot's not like that.
Not at all.
But here's my thing about that again. It's an adaptation.
Exactly. You know what he should have adaptation. You know what he should have adapted to. He should have adapted to being a peaceful man instead of slapping Chris Rock on the Oscars. You stupid motherfucker.
He he apologized.
He did for losing his career.
That was a weak ass apology, I feel like.
It really was. He tried, even though he reached out to Chris and Chris said, "I'll talk to you on my own time," because Chris got to process that shit. But as far as like I made a mistake, I you know what? I appreciated him saying that he did the apology. I didn't care for this man looking off screen every time he wanted to look. And I know somebody was asking the questions, but the person should have told him, and he should have known as a professional to look at the fucking camera. Don't look off to the side. You're not Ron
Facts.
Burgundy. You're not Ron Burgundy. You're
Facts.
not. You're not Jack Lime. Sorry, Jack
That's
Lame.
that's exactly what he was doing. He was either reading something, which I mean, yeah, that stuff, that kind of stuff got to be scripted, but that shit also got to come from here. You know what I'm saying?
Mi corazón.
You should have never fucking got up on stage and slapped that man. You know what I'm saying? He's a comedian. You're a comedian,
Yeah.
and you're
No,
not even a stand up.
he's a comedic
He's
actor.
a
There's a
comedic
difference.
actor. There's a difference. He's a comedic actor, but you should still know, you know, what's right from wrong in that situation. If I'm on stage and I'm telling jokes, it's a joke.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? Now, if I went directly to her and say, "You boy, the bitch," blah, 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 that's
That's different.
okay. You could have came upside my head at that point, but you walked on stage after he said a joke and he jokingly said something and just like, I'm kidding.
And he laughed. That's the
Yeah,
thing, and I understand he saw his wife, and she was like, "Oh, well, I gotta go do." You should have went up and told him we need to talk about this after the show. You would have looked like the biggest hero. You came in here and then challenged this man to a duel. You practically smacked him in front of anyone. You said pistols at dawn. Like fuck out of here.
yep,
At the Oscars, when you know this man can't retaliate.
yep. There's just some lines you don't cross. You are certainly right.
Yeah,
Just like Charlie Murphy said, he's a habitual line
Joe line
stepper.
stepper, exactly.
I was just watching that the other day. Habitual.
Uh,
He's a habitual
habitual line.
line stepper.
I know plenty of people like that, habitual line steppers. Damn, Will should have done better. He wasn't too bright. He thought he was legend, but he was not.
Apparently there's a sequel coming out to that.
What bright?
N- no,
It was canceled.
I Am Legend.
I Am Legend. Yeah, it's called I Am Fired. The Will Smith story.
I Am Legend. There's two endings to that, and a lot of people don't know.
Oh yeah, hello. I know. I watched both endings.
That ending was crazy.
Yeah, I like the other one because it was more like the book.
Yeah, but adaptations. You got to change shit.
Adaptations. Yeah, they changed it for the worse.
Yo, facts. That was such the trash ending, and I was like, bro, how is it gonna end like that?
Yeah, I did all this just to do this. This is stupid. This is dumb.
Yeah,
This
but
is
that's
rubbish.
like everything else that's fucking gold, and then it just ends like trash.
Yeah. Trash, trash, trash.
Didn't Sopranos end like that? Just cut out.
Yeah.
It's fucking bullshit. I feel like again that comes down to lazy writing.
Yeah, that is.
So the other ending was so the original ending was that he was being overrun and he was getting ready to um basically just kill himself because his dog died and all that other shit. So he said, fuck it, popped a grenade and went head to head with my mans that was running around.
Yeah, all the
With
fucking
all the other little
mutated people.
mutated people that were in his lab already. The second ending was he was trying to show them that he was able to cure them, and he was able to figure out the cure, and he gave the one of the girl mutants uh
The cure.
the cure, and she was becoming human again on the fucking table. And as that was happening, the other mutated dude that was wilding out was realizing what was going on and was like, holy shit, like this is for real. And then he like backed up and then gave the chick and the little kid that he found the fucking cure, and was like, here, be out with the cure, go to that facility that you guys keep talking about. And that's how it ended.
Yeah. Didn't he go with them? I think he went with them, didn't he?
He ended up leaving with them because he
Yeah.
helped the people that were there, and then he went to go give it to them, and then it cuts off, and then it shows them pulling up to the
The
to the
site.
to the site. Yeah, and they were opening the gate for them and shit. And he was like, "Oh, I'm the doctor. We got the cure," and it just ends right there. That was a nice like family fun like it just definitely like took everything that was at level 10, it brought it down to a 1. It was just like, this is the perfect ending for the film.
They said, "No, fuck that. We want niggas to run with grenades and blow themselves up," which is exactly what Will Smith did at the Oscars.
Yeah, that's exactly what he did. He walked up. That's exactly what that was. He walked up to him with that grenade, and it was done. Yeah, the other ending, he didn't die. He literally just found the cure and dipped.
Yeah, if you go to what's the name? Thank you, Secret Visions. Um, but yeah, if you want to check out that ending, definitely go on YouTube, type in "I Am Legend" alternate ending, and yeah, to pull it up. All right, brother. So what you think? You think we done for the eve? We
I
Gucci?
think I think we should be good right here, bro.
Yeah. Yeah. Thanks, Will Smith. Did it again. thank, thank you for tuning in for another episode of True Story Bros. Uh, if you love this content we provide you, and we know you do, feel free to like, share, subscribe, and comment. by going to our Instagrams, making sure you go to at official true story bro. Check us on the IG, subscribe on the YouTubes, of course. Don't forget to go to our Twitters at official underscore TSBP. Catch us on there talking bullshit. Don't forget to check us out on the Twitch. We do have a Twitch channel, and either Echo Ninja, man has that nickname. And if I get my act together, maybe one day I'll show up on there. That's twitch.tv, official true story bro. Boom. And check out our boy. He's not here. He's he's trying to get some stuff situated. We, he's in our hearts, but he's also online where you can trash him vigorously on the interwebs. Go to twitch.tv / here Roundhouse 84. Challenge him to a match of FPS, fighting games, you name it. He'll be there. He'll take the L's all the way to Canarsie if he has to. Challenge this man. Challenge this man. He loves a good challenge. Don't forget to follow uh, people at Saturday Night Nightmares. They have their own IG at Saturday Night Nightmare. Make sure you go check them out. That's the boy Echo Ninja, nigga. Sometimes it depends, and his lovely Missus Christmas Adams, and of course our man has our nickname to
Yeah, yeah. I just actually posted up a review for Black Phone.
Black Phone. That's right. It's not the white phone, it's the black phone you got to watch out for. And my man did the review on Saturday Night Nightmares. You could check that out and see the latest reviews on the Horrorverse. And yeah, and don't forget, when you have a thirst that needs to be quenched, whether it's at a con or at your very own home, make sure you go to www.drinkwildbills.com for these great flavorful sodas that they provide to you from our people over at New Jersey, the served by former armed services to deliver great flavor and great times. Don't forget to get 10% off at their website with our promo code True Story Bro. Boom, it's right there to get not 5 but 10% off. That's right, 10% off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10. So do that. You good. And yeah, no bull, just bills. There you go. And of course, merch time. Go to our merch shop, which is truestorybro.shop. Get your hoodies, your hats, your cups, your mugs, your bugs, your stugs, your rugs, all that stuff. We got that shit. And do we got anything else, or is that all?
One more thing.
What thing? Echo Ninja ain't shit. Peace out, Echo Ninja. You've been warned. We love you. Sometimes. Have a good night. Peace out, Black Caesar.
Later.
We love you. Till next time, motherfucker. Don't be bitches.